our favorite segment, our coaches show with Eric Martins, third base coach for the Athletics. Coach, welcome back to Sacramento. How's it going?
It's going well. It's good to be home. It's good to get a little off day yesterday, recharge, refuel, reset, and time to go. Here we go.
Let's start here because you were on that road trip. You sweep the White Sox. I told you and you were being nice, coach, and I know you got to be nice, but we know the White Sox aren't very good. Okay, we know they kind of stink, and the A's took care of business the way we hoped they would.
Yeah, we went out there and played the way that we were supposed to. Like I said earlier, any day, any team can beat any team. You know what I'm saying? So you still got to go out there and you got to do the things to win baseball games. So we went out there, we swung the bats, played good defense, we pitched, we did all the things that we were supposed to do to win those games. Yeah, we were able to get three of those. That was huge for us, and here we are.
What was your assessment of the series in Milwaukee? You take 1 out of 3 in Milwaukee. The last one was a little rough. What do you think happened out there?
Yeah, that last one was just that was not our best baseball, obviously. I mean, we didn't play defense. I know Springs went out there, he'd been battling, he was a little sick a couple days before that. He gave us his best effort. If you asked him, he wished he could do it all over again. And our defense didn't help behind it, and we didn't swing the bat. So it's just one of those days, one of those games that you kind of just you forget about it, you flush, and you start over. And the off day couldn't have come at a better time to be able to flush that game. But the 2 games before were good. I mean, that's a good team. The game on Friday, we came back, we made a late surge. We played really well on Saturday. Sevy threw a gem. Mason closed it out, and then Sunday was just that hiccup. So.
Yeah, and the other thing is too, you're going up, and somebody made a joke. Why do the A's have so many interleague games? Because it does feel like that. It feels like you've had a lot, but I don't know if it feels like that to you. But every other week, the A's are playing another National League team.
Yeah, I mean, we started off with a lot of them right out the gate. Having the Mets and the Padres, and now the Brewers. So. Which is good. It's fun to see those other teams. You only play them once a year. It's good to go to those towns. I know we go to Pittsburgh later and St. Louis, which I'm looking forward to because those are great baseball towns. But we're getting those out of the way. We're getting to a point now where we're going to start seeing our division where it starts to matter for us.
Yeah, big one coming up against the Rangers, and we're going to discuss that as well, talking to Coach Eric Martins, third base coach for the Athletics. But the big news coming out of West Sacramento, Coach, and technically coming out of Vegas because that's where he's coming from, Nick Kurtz gets the call to the big show. What can you tell us about him? How much have you seen him? And I keep trying to tell people how ridiculous. I understand post-COVID, players have gotten pulled up faster than they did prior to COVID. A lot of the time, that's pitchers. We're talking about a guy that plays first base, okay? And who plays first base for the A's right now? Tyler Soderstrom, who is at the top of the league in home runs. So it's not as if there's a hole you're trying to fill. This guy, Nick Kurtz, says, you cannot keep me in AAA. I'm just playing too well. What can you tell all the fans about this kid?
Well, he's a special bat, and it's a special talent for sure. And he went out there and proved it the first couple of weeks in AAA. We saw flashes of it in spring training. I know our hitting coaches, talked to him about certain things, but this kid can really hit. He controls the zone, righties, lefties. It doesn't really matter. He's got ridiculous power. But what's impressive about him is his bat to ball skills as well. He's not just a slugger; he's a hitter as well. As far as first base, he's a big guy who moves really, really well. He's a really good defender over there at first base. So it'll be fun to have him over there. Tyler has done an outstanding job at first base. So, I don't know what exactly we're going to do yet. I know we're plugging that bat in the lineup at some point, and then we'll make adjustments from there on the defensive side. But you know what? Being able to add a bat like that to our already potent lineup is just going to make us even more better.
Talking to Coach Eric Martins, third base coach for the Athletics. Coach, the Rangers last season, maybe a little bit of a World Series hangover, but we know what they can do. We know how good they are. They're coming to town. You have an opportunity to do some real damage within your division, maybe even tie them if you're able to get a sweep. What challenges do they pose, and what's the mentality going into this series?
Well, yeah, I mean, you hit it on the head. They're World Series champions 2 years ago.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And it's a good team. I mean, you got Marcus Simeon, you got Corey Seager, you got Adolis Garcia, you got Jonah Heim. I mean, Wyatt Langford, Josh Jung. I mean, so it's a team that's stacked. You know what I mean? And their pitching has always been the thing that has either pushed them or broke them in the past. You know what I mean? But you look at their arms now, and you got DeGrom, and you got Corbin, and you got the other guys that are coming out of there. It's a really good team. We've competed with them over the last couple years. I'm curious to see where we're at with them, and I'm excited for this series because it's a big test for us. It
Mhm.
really is. I mean, we go out there and play our games. There'll be close games, and it's a good chance for us to let the division know that we're here and we're real.
Talking to Coach Eric Martins, third base coach for the Athletics. Coach, we were talking last week about expectations and it being a younger squad, where you expect to be, and are there any moral victories? If you assess where the team is right now, you're sitting at 10-12, and you see the Jacob Wilsons of the world at the top of the batting average, and we talked about Tyler Soderstrom as well. Does it feel like you can mention, obviously the move from Oakland to Sacramento. Does it feel like everything is starting to maybe even out and it's just baseball again, and you're starting to get back into the groove of things?
Without a doubt, you know what I mean. Without a doubt, I think even mentioned it last week of finally being able to be here for a week and settle
Mhm.
into our new digs, and even the places where we stay here. All that stuff takes an effect of being comfortable in your environment. So I think we're at a place right now where we look at a few of the games that we've had this year that we could have won, and we look at a few of the hiccups that like the other day that on Sunday in Milwaukee, and you take those away, and it's like you look and we're like, okay, we're kind of right where we expected to be, but starting to trend in the right direction.
Right.
So like I said, this is a big week for us with Texas coming in town, and then we go to Texas again next week. So I mean, it's an opportunity for us to really prove to this division what we're about. But being able to settle in, I mean, it makes a lot of sense, and it's starting to get there, and it's starting to feel like home, and guys are getting a lot more comfortable in the clubhouse and just in their new environment.
Talking to Coach Eric Martins. Coach, before we get you out of here, this big series against the Rangers coming up, an AL West battle, what or who do you think will be the X factor in this series?
Wow, that's a big question. I mean, I expect a good start from Beto. We got JT again, and Spears and JP.
Mhm.
So I mean, as far as the pitching goes, I like where we're at. Our defense needs to step up a little bit more. Our infield has been pretty good in spurts and kicking the ball around. But I expect some big series from Lang, and I'm going to go out there on a limb and say Curts is going to make him announce his presence with authority. So we'll see.
Wow. There you go.
Yeah.
You're gonna want to get on out there. Like we said, they just won the World Series not too long ago. The Rangers are looking to do the same this season, but the A's are hoping to get in their way. It all goes down in West Sacramento. Be sure to get your tickets. Go out there and support the Athletics. Coach Eric Martins. Coach, as always, thank you so much for joining us. We'll talk to you again next week.
Absolutely. Look forward to it. Take care, Al.
Take care, Coach. That was Coach Eric Martins, third base coach for the Athletics. Yeah, huge series as we kind of broke